Be at peace. The election is coming right now, and a lot of people are in a lot of fearful states, anxiety, panic for what is happening in our world. How are we moving forward as a collective? How can we all come together? There's so much fear, and although emotions are okay to have and they're valid, and it's important to validate where you're at, it's not okay to bypass your emotions. However, it's really important to continue being on your mission here, and so let this election inspire you. As hard as this is, as hard as much as you care about people, as much as you care about our planet and our communities, bring it back. As hard as this is to accept, bring it back to yourself. Always come back to yourself. What am I doing? What am I not doing? How am I helping? How am I not helping? Kind of like you look at yourself from this overview, like above, and imagine you observing your patterns and what you're doing in your life. And instead of being in fear and anxiety of having someone, fear and anxiety and looking up to someone which is our government, to look up to kind of this like savior complex, which maybe that's an unintentional way of looking at it. Maybe that's not your intention, or maybe some people don't realize that, but how are you getting involved yourself, so that it's just coming from a place of empowerment instead of being disempowered. And so as we're getting closer and closer to the election, if Trump wins, if Kamala wins, whoever wins, right? The work is always within you. The work is always starts with you. And, a lot of people, so this message specifically is for people that are very nervous about Trump winning, and, people are very nervous and scared about this. And what I'm really getting is that as hard as it is for a lot of people, and communities being impacted, it's somehow for the good. It's somehow bringing us into a state of reality, consciousness. Another way of saying it too is just for us to come together and really take care of one another and watch out for each other. It's through the pain that we can come closer together. There is a hurricane in Asheville, and a lot of flooding, and in Asheville, North Carolina. And through talking with the people, there's so many people that come together through the hard loss, and through the loss, there's more love and union and compassion, and and so just knowing some of the things that are just reminding you that there's a lot of things that we can't control. People, we can control ourselves, and we can control the way that we our decisions every day, so Um, I'll add that there's a lot of destruction in our government, and there's also a lot of good things in our government, in the United States. And so, as hard as it is, as challenging as it is, there's also a lot of good things. And so, just coming back to the state of gratitude. So yeah, that's another message, is just coming back to the state of gratitude for what we have now in this country. So I know that sounds so woo-woo. And but yeah, I mean, the last thing I'll share is about our environment and climate change, plastic, like all the things that really care for our earth. Continue getting involved with that, because if you feel called to, get involved more with that. You know, waste is such a massive part of our environment, and how can we create less waste? Whether that's not buying on Amazon, not supporting plastic or waste. So there's a lot of small ways we can do that. And there's a lot of larger ways too. And supporting organizations that help with this, whether that's financially or your time. And so, just continue showing up in that way, whether that's like once a month, but the biggest message is to really make sure that we are doing the work, and also being positive, as hard as it is, as hard as there's so much fear and anxiety around what's going to happen with our government and moving forward, and how it's going to impact people's lives. But just to really embody the change, and the change that you really want to make. It's intense. I feel like a lot of intensity right now in my body. So I'm just gonna, continue to work through that, and also take breaks. You need breaks. If you're really worried, just shut off, move, and yeah. So I hope this message finds you well, brings you a little bit more peace, and continue being out there. I would love to hear your thoughts and anything that you're doing. Much love.